Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a fine glitter to chunky glitter ombre. The first thing I usually do is put a piece of paper or a parchment paper under my tumbler so that when the glitter falls I can reuse them. And I use the BRITE tone as the adhesive for my glitters. Also, if you notice, my tumbler is a bit dirty. That's because I tried to do the smoke method, but clearly a fail. I will try again, maybe another day. So basically you want a thin coat of BRITE tone, because if you put too thick, it will give a texture after it dries, so that's not what we want. So basically I want the chunky to overlap the fine glitter, so I would start with the fine glitter first, which is on top. For the first layer, it's okay if your glitter is not transitioning smoothly, because eventually we will correct it. So yeah. And then after that you will then have to lightly tap your tumbler so that the excess will drop off. And then on a new piece of paper is for the chunky, so that there's no contamination, or rather minimize the contamination. And then you start from the bottom of the tumbler so that it's well coated. And then you do the same. Like I said, you don't have to have a smooth transition for the first layer, and this is only the first layer, so yeah. So because the transitioning is not smooth, what I usually do is I take the E6000 spray foam and I spray in between of the line where the two colors meet. Don't forget to put the paper underneath to catch all the glitters. And then I take my chunky glitter and start with the transitioning. The thing about this is that you have to have a little bit of a height when you sprinkle the transitioning part, because then the glitters will spread on its own and it will give a very nice gradient. Notice how high I hold the glitter bottle, unlike just now. So that's basically it. And if you're still not happy with the transitioning, or the ombre is not to your liking, then you can actually do the same step, just a little bit of E6000 just above and just lightly sprinkle. or if you're still not happy, or if there's still bald patches, you can so-called repair it on the spot. You don't have to wait until it's all dried. So what I'm doing here is putting on a little bit of chunky because there's a bit of white patches. So I put a little bit of E6000 at the bottom area, and then I sprinkle the chunky on top of it, making sure that this time around it's fully covered. And then usually immediately I would use one finger to lightly tap onto my glitters while it's still wet. I would tap very lightly, so just enough to flatten my glitters. And I usually do this with my chunky. Because the flatter it is, and the lesser jolting out the glitter is, the lesser products you use to seal it with the bright tone. So basically you'll be using lesser bright tone to get it covered. After it's rest for 3 to 4 hours, start coating your first layer of bright tone. And this is my first layer. Basically for glitters, I usually do 3 coats of bright tone, so that when I do my first sanding, it won't hit my glitters. So yeah. I've done this is my third layer of bright tone. So if you can see, it's actually quite smooth already, but it's not like you can still feel a little bit gritty, but because it's really 3 layers, I wouldn't worry so much, because once you sand down, it will definitely give a smoother feel. So this is my first sanding, and I'm using 1000 grit only because I do not want to hit the glitter beneath it. So that's why. And I lightly sand all those gritty bits. And sometimes the vinyls cannot adhere to the gritty surfaces, so that's why we have to really sand it down. After I've placed the decal, I immediately put one layer of BRITE. So this, from what you're looking at, is actually already 2 layers of BRITE, and I'm going to sand it down very lightly. And this is just dry sanding. You don't really have to try hard. And it's only been drying for, I think, 2 to 3 hours. So my advice is to lightly sand down so that you don't hit the vinyls. After that, you use a microfiber towel. You don't really necessarily need to wash it. After that, you do a few more layers of BRITE, and that should be it. For myself, I used like 4 more layers of BRITE, and that was it. And of course, the giveaway prize. I was away on holidays, so it took me a while to get this video up. So this will be the first giveaway prize. And if you remember, I mentioned that the prize will be something essential to tumbler making. And while you can do it hang method, I think the best way is to use a turner. So I'll be giving away this single cup turner. However, there's a little bit of a twist to this because I'm staying somewhere in Asia, so my plug is in UK plug. However, I think if you have the transformer, it would be possible for you to still use this. So everything will be inside, and you'll be getting 2 rods, one of the bigger foam and one of the smaller foam for the smaller tumblers and everything. So that will be the first prize. On top of that, I will also be giving away this chunky mix glitter, and I also have not 1 but 5 chunky mix glitter. Glitters are measured by weight, and it will be 50 grams per bottle, and this is how it looks like. I'll put it on the description box on how you can join this giveaway, and don't forget to fill in the Google form so that I can contact you easier. May the odds be ever in your favor.